Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I'm your superintendent, and this is your weekly connection update. So, folks, this week it's a pretty short connection, but very important. First, we're going to focus on a section called Back to the Basics. I'll touch on that in a moment. Then, we're going to talk about cultivating a world-class staff and what that means here in Kenton. We'll hit on some school highlights, and finally, we'll finish off with our recognition. So, let's get going. First, that topic of Back to the Basics. Folks, where I'm going with this is that I really want to bring us back to the basics. What do we do during this time in the lives of our children? And one of the most important things that we can do is having those very important mentoring conversations, both at home and at school, about really making good choices. Now, for those of us parents that didn't have as much technology as our kids have today, sometimes it's hard for us to understand the impact that social media and technology can have on a child's life. So I'm really asking our families to kind of take a step back, go back to the basics with having some of these, especially social media conversations, making smart decisions with social media. Folks, throughout our nation, we've seen an uptick. You know, you've heard me hit on this before, an uptick of kids maybe not making the best decisions with social media. And the impact can be devastating for a child, not only for their present and the trouble that they could get into, but their future and how that present shapes their future and possibly can have a very long-lasting effect. In particular, talking about when, we go back to some of the things like see something, say something. If they see something, come to an adult. Don't go around spreading social media gossip. And that's very easy for a kid to get lost in that social media gossip. So once again, I'm not gonna lecture the entire evening on everything that we know so well. But I just want to bring us back to the basics on, especially during this time, the kiddos are going to be coming into a break. They'll have a little bit more time on their hands. Really, as a team, as a Kenton family and a family at home, let's get back to the basics. That's what I'm asking for our families this week on some of those mentoring conversations, especially around social media. So thank you, families, and you could see a little bit more in the connection this week. The next part is cultivating a world-class staff here in Kenton. Now, what does this mean? You know that we always talk about how wonderful that Kenton is. It is great to be here in Kenton. And this is the word that I'm really hoping that people that are watching this video, people paying attention in our district, can really help us get that word out about the Kenton district. And it also really focuses on it is a great place to work here in the Kenton district. So I want to bring our community's attention to the fact that we will have, and we do have, many job openings throughout the district. Most recently, I'll just give you an example of how we work together in Kenton. So for example, recently we just worked with our Teachers Bargaining Unit, our Kenmore Teachers Association, KTA. We had great out-of-the-box thinking. We have a brand new plan, a great compensation plan for substitute teachers, new substitute teachers also to come into the district. And why I bring this up here is that there may be many people in our own community here in Kenton. I'm hopeful for that they come and they work in the Kenmore-Tonawanda school district, really working side by side to do the best for our kids. And this new contract is a thing to attract more people, spreading the word to others, not only in our district, but outside of our district, to bring more people in. Because, folks, growing our district, especially from within, has got to be a priority. We have the best, and we want to continue to have the best for years to come. And I'm convinced that the best reside right here in Kenton. So watch out for those job opportunities and pay close attention, especially to that new substitute teacher opportunity that you'll hear more about in the upcoming weeks. Our next section focuses on school highlights. And this week, you know, in the highlights, I encourage you to read them. This week, you'll see Kenmore West has a highlight. You'll see Kenmore East. You'll see an all schools section that has a bit about librarians throughout the district. And also Lindbergh has a highlight. And then our middle and high schools, again, are highlighted. So really, take a look at our section. It is a great new addition to our weekly connection. And finally, today we'll focus on our recognition. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't say enough about this recognition this week. It warms my heart. This young man just reminds me of exactly what is so special about education, and that's seeing our kiddos really develop and turn into wonderful young men and young women. And this very special young man, Mr. Jack Sahi, senior from Kenmore East, just is a wonderful example of the Kenton great kiddos in spirit. On this past Thursday, I joined Miss Nancy Prey, Career Academy Coordinator, Business Teacher James Rustowitz, and Alicia Ivansy, Education Director of Junior Achievement of Western New York, to honor a very special young man, Mr. Sahi. Jack won third place in Junior Achievement's recent Stock Market Challenge, a major annual event that simulates real-life stock buying and selling and challenges students to strategically grow their initial investment as much as possible over a specified amount of time. This event normally takes place in person during the course of a single day. Of course, due to the pandemic, there were some little alterations this year, and this year's competition was virtual, spanning over a 30-day period. Students like Jack were able to follow current events as they impacted the stock market as a whole and the value of individual stocks. Jack worked extremely hard over the course of this competition, devoting his free periods and time after school to learning everything he could to make the best possible decisions. His teachers, especially Miss Prey and Mr. Rustowitz, are also to be commended for inspiring Jack and providing him with guidance and knowledge that enabled him to win third place. With approximately 650 students from throughout Western New York competing, this was an extraordinary event. Additionally, it was extremely close among the top three winners, with Jack finishing within just 4% of first place. For his achievement, Jack received several prizes, including gift cards and a brand new iPad, courtesy of Junior Achievement. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Ivansy, for that dedication and doing that for our kids. We're so proud to see a Kenmore East student among the top three finishers. And folks, this is an exemplar not only of Jack, but just of our entire community and how everybody works together to make sure that our kids find success. And Jack's hard work is the perfect example of what Kenton is all about. Now, folks, that brings us to the end of this week, and I just want to let everybody know that the next 2 weeks we will not have a weekly connection just because of the time off that's coming up in the holiday season, and that's where I really want to end today. Please take the time during this time of the year to truly be thankful for everything that we have. I know it's been difficult. I know a lot of times many people within our society don't see eye to eye because of all of this that we're going through and all the stresses that it's putting on us on a daily basis. But this time more than ever, to be thankful, to be grateful for what we have. I'm thankful for being in Kenton. I've never been more excited in my life about my job and my involvement within a community, and it is great, and we are truly fortunate to be here home in Kenton. Have a wonderful holiday season. Stay Kenton strong. Make everyone Kenton proud, and together we'll keep moving forward. I'll see you in 2022.